Boys, where are we headed Wednesday?
We were headed to Nashville.
For what?
Funnel Hacking Live Year 2.
Yeah.
The Click Funnel.
We've been to more than 2.
We've been to more than 2.
You guys have.
Maybe it wasn't called Funnel Hacking Live before. Maybe it was called .com Secrets. Because we went to the first one before the mastermind group.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it was just branded differently.
Yeah. Last year was my first year.
In the Click Funnels guys. But that was our first time at the event as it is now. Like big and built out, legit speakers, Garrett White, Tony Robbins. I don't even know. Do we even know who the headliners are this year?
I don't think there's any.
Keynotes.
I don't think he needs it. But like, I'll just save $1 million and just not bring in one because I don't need to.
It was pretty cool last year though when Tony Robbins, because I'm always like, I never want to pay the money to go see him, but like I know I want to see Tony because like everything he does. But then after seeing him, I was like amazed. But then even the people before him, and like there was so much stuff going on. It was pretty intense.
Great stuff.
Yeah, I know we did a bunch of key takeaways. You know, typically you're there, you write down 10 or 20 things. You're like, these are all things I need to do, and then you come back, you decompress, and you're like, okay, let's focus on one freaking thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are a few things going? What are like a few things you guys want out of this? You know, when we come back, so we're flying super early Wednesday morning because we're not like other people that we know that, hey, let's just make a whole week trip out of this. It's straight business. Get in there, get it out of there. So the event's all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we get in early Wednesday, leave late. Saturday, sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We leave late Saturday. Like, what are a few key takeaways that, you know, your goal is?
After last year, my mind was blown. It was really hard to, you know, take all the information in. This year, I feel like I can enjoy it more and be a little more open and speak.
Because you know what to expect.
Yeah, you know what to expect because you were saying, like, dude, tech conference, like, because I was, like, weirded out by people walking around with laptops. I was like, yeah, we're here to have a good time and learn, but we're also, you know, like, relax. But everybody's walking around with laptops. Like, that was insane.
True.
But really, like, I'm in the process of launching a book. Like, I want to learn more about the guys doing book funnels. I've gotten a lot into copywriting and that type of stuff that I'm not really good with. Right. I think I want to explore deeper.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, they'll be covering a lot of that stuff. The different kinds of funnels, free plus shipping, book launch funnel into the higher ticket stuff. I mean, that's the place for that kind of campaign. You know what's interesting about it is a good conference like this, you always walk away with stuff that you weren't intending on. Like, you might like think that you're gonna do this, and you probably will. But in addition to that, just hearing what other people are up to, both the speakers and like our friends, like being in the mastermind group where we were, chatting with like Rob Cosper, Trey Llewellyn, people like that, and just hearing what they're up to will be stuff that we don't even know we should be focusing on yet.
Or exist.
Or exist. So we'll be coming away with some really cool stuff that we haven't even expected yet.
You know where my mind was blown was when we skipped out a little early because we were in Orlando. Weather was beautiful, and we got talking to the guy with the ice scraper. Yeah. And I was like, my God, like this guy, millions of dollars on literally a plastic cone. I was like, wow, if he can make a funnel work for that, like, I feel like it's endless. Like, I know you guys use funnels a lot more than I do. We're just starting to get into it, me and Dan. And like, what's your guys' big takeaway? What are you guys searching for? Because you're obviously you're further along than I am. Like, what do you guys?
What do you think about that?
I mean, very easy, to be honest. I mean, it's been the same thing that we've had for years. So think about this. You know, you think about your value ladder in your funnel, right? So you have someone who has an eyeball on Facebook, right? They see you, and then you have all the way up to like your dream client, which is for us, do a loan or do consulting or coaching. Right. So up top, it's very, very simple. We do high-end coaching and consulting for real estate investors, and we do loans for real estate investors, both sides. Like that's the top, right? Sure. And the goal is to get as many of those people in that mix as possible. So along the way, it's figuring out more traffic sources or better ways to get eyeballs in. You know, it's just filling up the funnel, giving them more value over and over and over and over and over and over, knowing that like we don't have to recreate anything. We need to be better at it. And again, like one thing that Russell always talks about that I truly believe is that like it's your moral obligation to help as many clients as you can, knowing that like you have a superior service. Like we're better at coaching and consulting real estate investors than anyone else is, or who we think anyone else is, and we have a better loan product than everybody else. Like that's just not trying to say that in arrogance. Like it's our goal to help as many people as possible, and it's our obligation to help as many people as possible. So like we just need to figure out a way, and I know it sounds crazy because we get like 1,000 leads every month and we do 25 loans. Like we need to figure out a way to do more and more and more. By touching and helping more people. So it's our goal to do more for people and make them understand how valuable it is to work with us.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that related to traffic and just having more eyeballs on our stuff, because we do have pretty well built out funnels. There's a few things that we're planning to add to our loan funnel, to consulting and stuff like that. Our funnels are good, will definitely be better, but I want to know what the top guys are doing for traffic.
Yeah.
So I'll be definitely paying attention to that.
I'd be interested.
Facebook ads.
Yeah, but I'd be interested to
It's
see if
100%.
what's his name? Russell's going to release his book, because I know he keeps talking about doing a traffic secrets book.
It's coming this year, isn't
It is.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
that'd be pretty cool, because I think that's.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going all in with Facebook ads. There's no reason not to. They're cheap. And the thing is most people don't realize, I mean, we realize it because we're involved in it, like on all levels, but like ours is not nearly as built out as it should be built out.
Right.
Like honestly, ours should be built out. And even if someone says, "Oh, I see you guys everywhere," like ours honestly should be built out 100 times better than it is, just because that's what Facebook gives you the ability to do. But again, you got to pick your battles. It takes a lot of money to put towards the campaigns. It takes a lot of time to build them out. I mean, it's not as simple as like, oh, let's just push this button and you go live on a campaign. You build out this segment and this segment, and you build out this audience, and then you remarket to these particular people. Then you create an offer to here,
Right.
and just like any type of value ladder, or any type of transition, like it takes time to do, and that's partially the reasons why ours aren't as built out as much as they should be.
Yeah. Huh. No, that's interesting, man. I tell you what, leading up to it though, like listening, because I think like when you go in, you're going to this conference, you want to get the most value, you start listening to like podcasts, and you start consuming everyone's content. Like I've been listening to a lot of Russell's content, his podcast specifically, because I know me and Jason have talked about it, and he's gone back and pulled other speakers from there. And that guy, it's in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he talks about, he's like, in the end, it's about providing value, and those that want to work with you are going to come to you, and you can't necessarily like just grab people and say, come work with me. Like, you got to provide the value, and then if they want to work with you, you're going to swim towards you. Because like he brings up the Coast Guard, that one resonated with me. He's like, if you're in the sea and you're not going to swim towards the Coast Guard diver, they're not helping you. And I was like, wow, that resonates. Like, now we've spent more time on like producing content and that type of stuff, and I've already noticed like just going from funnel hacking to starting to produce content to working on our funnels, that people are starting to reach out just by providing value, that it all relates. It's insane.
And it's hard not to be too overwhelmed with some of this stuff, because we're trying to emulate people that are top of the food chain of doing everything, and they have a team, hundreds of people on their team doing everything, and you get a little uneasy on it sometimes, because like, fuck, I want to be able to take care of all this stuff, and I can't. So it's just baby steps. And the other thing is like there's 10 different people running businesses. They're all going to do it differently, and and they're all great businesses, and you want to copy all of them, but it doesn't work like that. So you can't get too overwhelmed. And I mean, you've heard me say 100 times, it's like I have daily projects, monthly projects, and quarterly projects. And the daily ones, block and tackle, real easy. The monthly ones I get through quick, and then I have big quarterly ones. So we do 4 big quarterly projects every month, or every year. And on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of stuff, but you look back year after year, and it's like, wow, you got a lot accomplished. So it's a good way to kind of keep yourself organized.
Yeah, no, and you talk about it, it's like we look at all the people at the top level. It's called funnel hacking for a reason, because Russell's like literally like hack my stuff.
Yeah.
I've noticed the more I dive into it, I'm like, hey, Jason, can you help me? He's like, dude, just do this, this, and this. I'm like, how do you do it so fast? You're like, we'll just go here and copy what that guy did because it worked. I'm like, man, like, I don't know, but it's just
you train your brain. You just been through it, and it's easy.
And you model what's working for other people and tweak it to your niche, what works best for you, and make it happen.
Yeah.
Launch it.
I think the best part about going to Nashville is this is going to be, well, it's not the best part. I liked Orlando last year because it was warm, but in Nashville I'm going to be able to wear all my Carhartt gear because it's only going to be like 40 or 50 degrees.
It's going to be the same temperature as here.
I know, so I'll be able to rock out all my Carhartt and I'll be comfortable. So.
Perfect.
That's your best part, that you can wear Carhartt?
Oh, no.
I mean, in Orlando, you could wear Carhartt if you own a Carhartt t-shirt or a pair of shorts.
I don't have Carhartt t-shirts, but I will be rocking out my nice warm Carhartt gear because I don't know what to do. How are we going to bounce from, how are we going to bounce around if it's cold out?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not derail your conversation. That's normally what works in my head.
I'm looking forward to it.
Whatever works.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, we should definitely
It'll
follow up.
It'll be productive.
Definitely do a follow-up
Yeah,
when
we
we
should
get
do a
back.
debrief afterwards.
Yeah, it's going to be all very different things because you're going, they're like, holy crap, the first one. I mean, Russell's presentations are out of this world.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we all follow and listen to podcasts and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just beyond, I mean, even just new things that pop up in our ClickFunnels account. all day long. Like, one thing I didn't even realize that we had in there that we can do now is when we're sending out email blasts to try to get someone to opt into a form, I don't even need to do that anymore. There's links built into that, and you just send them in, they click on it, and they're automatically opted in. Like, there's so many additional stuff that's just getting, beyond, that's already kind of involved. So these guys, innovators, you just follow what the heck they're doing. I mean, they've been successful. Just do it that way.
When I got back was Peng Jun, the one guy. He blew our mind. Oh my God. And one night I was sitting on a computer.
Strategy's real.
Yeah.
So
he got me. He got me in the funnel.
He actually didn't get me, and I'll tell you why. Because my brain was on overload with him, and I knew that if I started going down that freaking hole with him, I would have been stuck and nothing else would have ever got accomplished. Because his stuff was phenomenal, and I agree he was one of the best speakers. But I mean, what he put in my head was too overwhelming that like I couldn't commit. I just couldn't mentally commit to follow him, and I haven't to this day, even though like I've seen a lot of his stuff and have access to a lot of his stuff. Like I can't do it. It's like I'm not mentally there.
He got me 6 months later. But
do you remember what he said his initial speaker name was when he was coming out, because he was trying to kind of hide his identity? It was Tony Sanders, Tony Robbins, and Colonel Sanders.
There you go.
He was trying to hide who he was and didn't want to come out being himself quite yet, but he has now, and he is great.
Yeah, that
totally
was
agree.
Insane.
No, I mean every one of those speakers last year was good. I'm sure everyone this year will be really good too. Like that's just what it is. It's a lot of good stuff. So good stuff coming ahead, and we'll.
Pray it doesn't snow Wednesday. We can get our flight.
Yeah, we'll be good.
We're gonna be fine.
My roommate's nervous. Terry Royce. He's sweating. I think he just wants an extra day on the road.
Terry just wants to go
He just
tonight.
wants an extra day on the road. But
all else fails, rent a car, just like we almost had to do last year. We'll get down there because it's well worth it.
we will.
It's one of if you're doing stuff in the marketing space, if you're doing stuff, in any space, any small business, any business space, like it's probably one of the best events to go to because there's just so much good stuff in a lot of different industries that are going there and stuff that just you don't even realize exists that are completely applicable to any size business. So cool. Now that we've been advocates for this thing for the last 10 minutes and that wasn't even, point. It was more of like, yo, what are we going to get some takeaways from this?
But that's the thing is like, it is so, if you want to go down the road, the problem is it is so powerful. Like when we went there, we all walked, like Chris said, we all literally walked away with something. And one of the days we literally had to stop going early. Like we cut out a little early because we were all on sensory overload. It was like, my God, like
you get full.
How do you process all this information?
You don't,
this is intense. And then it's funny though, like a couple months later, you're like, well, I could do this, this, and this. Like I know I talked to you about a wholesale funnel. It's like, well, if I do this and this and this, then we can make the funnel work. And it's like crazy how you can start to apply. But we should be advocates because it's life changing.
It is. No, it works. I mean, the reason we're advocates, we do it real life in our businesses every day, and they work. They clearly works.
Every day.
So, and have them help us. Hey, you go figure it out yourself, and we'll just copy what you do. Make it a lot easier for me than having to figure it all out myself.
Exactly.
Cool. Good stuff.